How's everybody doing?
Great.
Hot enough? By the way, my name is Daniel DiMacaulay. I'll be, for the new people in the room, I will be the one explaining the project to you, okay? My background, I've been involved in the project approximately 2 years now. So I can tell you my experience in it. I can't tell you some of the other, like some of the people have been in it 3, 4 years and so on. And by the way, this is not what I did before. Prior to this, I was a chairman and CEO of a large marketing company here in Orange County. For 8 years, my partner, Dr. Lee, and myself. And by the way, I told Dr. Lee I would say this every time, and because he just got his new book, you know, and it's called Standing on the Edge. It's tomorrow. We've been in the communications, high-tech industry, global conference for 8 years. And prior to that, I was also chairman and CEO of a global marketing company that did several $100 million. So that's what I saw this machine. And see, I made a mistake right away in the beginning. See, I thought it was a water filter. Nobody explained it to me, see, and I wasn't listening. So I'm thinking it's a water filter. Well, it was next to the kitchen sink, and they're giving me water. What am I supposed to think? All right? Water is just one of the things it does. It's one of the minute things it does. Nobody told me it's a medical equipment. In Japan, nobody told me it's licensed as a medical equipment and sold as a medical equipment. I'm thinking water filter the whole time, and then somebody told me the price. Have you heard the price? That was one of the dumbest things I ever heard, honestly. Because I'm thinking Kangen, right, or reverse osmosis. Everybody has a water filter. When I heard the price, I was saying, what are you, crazy? Because I'm in the water filter. If I would have seen this unit in a hospital room, in a surgery ward, next to a heart machine, and they told me the price, I would have been okay with it. Everything there cost that. But it was like next to a garbage disposal switch, you know? So I'm thinking, when they told me the price, I thought they'd never... Anyway, I was on the wrong planet. So you got to make sure you listen to it, because it's not a water filter, all right? Next thing is, I had some friends in the room that bought some. So I bought one, and I thought, why would they buy something that much? And I asked Arlene, you know, and Arlene told me it helped with her daughter's gout. I didn't know what gout was back then. Somebody else told me, Vicky Dumag told me it helped with her mom's acid reflux, you know, with the medication, you know, and somebody else told me. I was hearing different stories in the room from friends who I had known for 10, 12, 15 years. They weren't trying to sell me. I was just fact-finding, okay? But you see, I'm telling you something that somebody else told me. That's called third-party stories. In my world, it doesn't work. You know, in my world, documentation beats conversation every time. It doesn't work in a courtroom, right? It's called hearsay, overruled, okay? Let me show the new people something, all right? I don't know a lot of you, most of you. How many people in the room here, honestly, ever since you've been on the water, ever since you've been drinking this water, it's had tremendous health benefits on you personally? Please raise up your hand. Check it out. Check it out. The rest of you are brand new. It's that simple. Or haven't been on the water that long. Can you see that? How many people in the room it actually helped, let's say, with your acid reflux? Look at this. How many people it helped with your maybe arthritis or back pains or joints? Look at that. How many people here, honestly, you know, it helped with something, you know, maybe it helped with diabetes, you know? Look at this. It's the craziest thing. How many people here, you're sleeping better? Check it out. That's not a water filter. Does your water filter do that? No, that ain't a water filter. It is unbelievable what this thing, did you see that? This is what this is what this is all about. And that, oh, just so you know, I didn't believe any of them. None of my friends. I walked out of the room, I said, okay, if this water is so good, let me give it to my partner, Dr. Lee. He's 77. He's got all kinds of issues. All right? You should see what it did for my partner. Unbelievable. He's in Singapore right now. I gave it to my friend Al Dorsey. He told me he was taking like 35 units for his diabetes. He was high blood pressure, all of that. You should see what happened with Al Dorsey. I mean, I noticed, I think he's in the room. I always talk about him, and tonight he's in the room. Unbelievable what happened with Al. And then I gave it to some of my friends. And just so you know, I didn't believe them. When my friend called me and said, Daniel, I think this water is helping me, I went, please, man, it's water. Let's get real here, okay? I didn't believe none of, that's how skeptical. It took me 7 months to get involved. And you're not going to do the checking that we did, because I had the resources. I had people who we can say, do this, and they'll do that, okay? What happened was I didn't believe any of them until it happened with my mom. In 04, 05, 06, I think 05, 06, my mom had this silver thing, right, with tennis balls. I remember it like it was yesterday. She had this maroon thing that was always parked outside of her room. It was an automatic chair, you know. And she always sprayed her mouth with this thing for that one for 20 years, for her ass, I guess to help her breathe better, especially when she goes to Asia, all right? Last year, after my mom was drinking the water, she went to Bryce Canyon. You have to walk a lot. She was in New York. She was in a cruise with her sisters to Alaska. She went to Asia. Last Christmas, I threw a party in Newport Beach. That's where I'm from. I threw a party on a yacht. There was about 300 people there. If you were at the party, what was my mom doing? Dancing. Dancing. The year before, she's like this. I mean, what a... That blew, and then when she came back from Asia, she said she goes, I know this really works because I didn't need my whatever. It's something she sprays. Yeah. So that's what got me here. That's why I'm here. By the way, that's not what got me involved. Okay. What got me involved was the money. Is that okay to say on film? Okay. It's what got me involved. I can tell you, hey, I like helping. I don't mind helping people. But that's not what got me involved. What got me involved was my friend Bob Gradelli, who's one of my good friends for over, I don't even know how long. Bobby, who was earning about, you know, maybe $45,000, $46,000 a year, his first year in this business, he earned 6 times more than his year previously of a whole year of 45 grand. Multiply your income by 6 times. Think about it. The ones that are working, okay? I said this in LA and somebody in the back goes, well, 6 times 0 is 0. I felt like hitting him over the head with it. This goes way back. When we did our research, goes way back. Back in the 50s, they did a research around the world of all these waters where thousands of people have been going for thousands of years because it helped them. Now, just so you know, when I saw this the first time, I knew it was somewhat of a true story because when my mom and my aunt go there, they bring me back a Madonna with water from Lourdes. I have it in my house. It's on the 2nd floor. It's on the altar. I have water from Lourdes. And if you're Catholic, you know about it. Okay? So what I'm telling you, there's 7 of them, by the way. All right? Well, when they checked all these waters out, they discovered that all of these waters had what they call active hydrogen. That's why when you first pour the water in a clear cup, you can sort of see bubbles. They don't go up, they don't go down, they don't disappear. They just sort of stay there and stare at you, you know? Okay? So today it's known as alkaline water. So this company in Japan, I'm going to fast forward this because there's a story in between there. But it landed up in Japan. Let's get to that part. A company, a couple of decades later, built units that produce these waters. You're drinking it. And it's a little bit better, as a matter of fact. Let me show you the company, okay? Number 1, the company is called Enagic. It is a 35-year-old company. And it's an original equipment manufacturer. Now, I say this with a little bit of seriousness because, you know, when you're going to be in business, some people are looking at this for a business with a company. You don't want to go with something new, by the way. In our company, new is voodoo. New is bad. For some reason, in the network industry, new is like, wow, everybody jumps in. All you have to do is tell somebody, hey, you'll be the first one in. Wow, they just jump in. You'll also be the first one to die. 99% of the companies fall in their first year. The other 99%, do you take all the ones that survive, 99% of those fall. I know, I've started some companies that fell with all the intention of making it good, 99% fall. Check out this, what you're looking at. I mean, is that solid or what? They're an original equipment manufacturer. There are factories in Osaka. They have offices throughout the world, including Dusseldorf, which they opened up last year. And in Mexico, they just opened up a couple months ago. So they're very, very solid. This company, I don't know the exact figures, but I believe they'll do close to $1 billion this year. This is not small. This is huge. Well, how come we don't know about it? They're across the ocean. There's 1,000 companies you don't know about. This is very well rooted, and on top of it, they're well rooted as they've expanded to North America. Hey, anybody here been to their office in LA? Have you noticed? They're all like, they're very honorable, right? You know, you go like this, they go like this, you know? I mean, they're all very Japanese, right? And they're like, you know, they're really good people that it's unbelievable. They have offices in New York, Chicago, Honolulu, Canada, Mexico. They're opening up in the Philippines before the end of the year. I mean, this thing is going to go global. Now, if you go to enagic.com, you'll see all these different awards. Okay, some of them I don't understand. I know some of them are for medical, engineering. The one that caught my eye is these two. That's the ISO. They give the highest standards, strictest guidelines for manufacturing right there, okay? And by the way, that right there, no ionizer on the marketplace has those seals. Enagic is the first one. And for the new people, if you want to see them, we blew them up. Okay, we blew them up and put them all across the wall there. Okay? Now, all right, pay attention to the screen because this is where I went wrong. I thought it was a water filter. Doesn't it look like a water filter? Right? Or maybe some kind of fancy espresso machine or juicer or, you know, cafe latte, cappuccino, you know. No, I would have never guessed that's a medical equipment. I would have never guessed that if you press this button, it'll produce water that will kill 99% of bacteria in about 30 to 60 seconds. That water does that. My water filter never did that. Okay? It makes water that if you have a skin condition like eczema, like whatever, you know, athlete's feet, fungus on your nails, you know. I'm not saying it gets rid of it, but I will say this, okay? Watch, because documentation always beats conversation. How many people in the room, honestly, you gave that water to somebody who had a skin condition like that, or it helped you? Please raise up your hand. Check it out. That ain't a water filter. It makes water that if you have this, oh, how it helps. I don't know. I'm not an engineer. I'm not a doctor. I have no clue. All I know is it helped my mom. I'm in. All right? Now, this unit right here, let me show you a couple more things about it. This is the flagship product of Enagic, right there. And by the way, you're looking at the Mercedes-Benz of the industry. Why? Because a lot of people Google and all this. There's all kinds of different vehicles out there, just like automobiles. There's several different ones out there. Some of them, like 11 different brands, are made by the same company. Because, you know, if you have the money, what name do you want on it? You're looking at the best. You're looking at the only one that has those seals right there. You're looking at the only one that's endorsed by the Japanese Association.